Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self-improvement. I am so glad you are here with me today. Today, I'm going to be talking about the energetic shifts that are happening right now. And maybe you felt it. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit off or weird, or maybe you know what's happening, but it might be difficult for you to get through this time. So we're going to talk about what's happening and how you can get through these energetic shifts with more ease and grace. But before we get started with today's topic, I want to introduce you to another podcast that I think you might enjoy. Let me introduce you to the Stress Therapy Podcast, hosted by Sherry Flake. Are you stressed out, overwhelmed, overtired, or just over it? Do you feel like you've tried all the things? Or you want to, but you just aren't sure how to get all of those stress relievers into your life for real and for good? It's time to start living now. Meet the stress therapist, Sherry Flake. Stress therapy with Sherry Flake actually works. With Sherry, you'll learn proven clinical methods like meditation to help you with any problem stress-related. Check out the Stress Therapy Podcast, wherever podcasts are found. All right, so maybe you're feeling this energetic shift that's happening. I know I have been. I have had all kinds of interesting symptoms this past week, and it's really only been this past week. Maybe it started before then, but I didn't really notice it. But this week, I have noticed weird, huge shifts in my energy levels and also just the way that I've been feeling. And then I've had interesting things happen to me. The first thing I notice is that I have been exhausted this past week and I'm sleeping. And normally I'm one of those people who keeps waking up continuously through the night. I'm falling asleep. I normally don't go to bed until 11:30. I've been falling asleep at like 9:30 or 10 and not waking up until something wakes me up. And that is so unusual. But I feel just completely exhausted by the end of the day. Even in the afternoon, I'm feeling this complete energetic drain. And there's nothing really new or different that's going on in my life that would be causing this. So that was the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed is that I've been hearing ringing in my ears more. And I get that every once in a while, but not really very often. Now it's been happening a lot more. The other thing that's happened is my head feels a weird pressure. It almost feels like if I slammed a drink and then you immediately feel that buzzing feeling. That's kind of what it has felt like, but also just pressure in my head. And another thing that I've felt is when I lay down to go and sleep, or if I'm just sitting still, I can physically feel the energy around me. It's really interesting. And I know that a lot of spiritual gifts are starting to awaken more. But another symptom that's really been happening is brain fog. Like I can't get my words out. And I just think, okay, you're losing it. You've got something's going on. You're getting like early onset dementia. What is happening? But I know I'm not the only one. Other people have been talking to me like they're having the same symptoms. So I thought, okay, this has something to do with energy. So I went and I looked to see what's going on. There are huge energetic shifts happening right now. Some of us are stepping into a new timeline, which means that you're going to start seeing big changes in your life. Maybe some of you have already. Some of you are hoping to manifest a lot of things, and right now you might not be seeing anything happening, or maybe some of you are starting to see the manifestations coming in, like little by little, they're trickling in, or you're seeing signs that they're about to come in. That's what I'm feeling. I know that there's something big coming in. I can just feel it, and I'm trying to manifest quite a few things. So I know that those things are coming. It's just, I can't even explain it. It's very strange. I've never before had so many signs come in. I will just turn on social media and then someone's coming on giving a message. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I've been feeling. Or they'll say, here's a sign that shows up that's going to be confirmation. and you see the sign right in front of you and you go to look what that sign would mean, and it's exactly what you've been thinking and feeling and letting you know you're on the right path. That's what's going on right now. Maybe some of you are going through that too. If you are, no, you're not going crazy. You're not getting dementia. You're not having any of those things. What's happening is there are huge energetic shifts that are coming about. There's a broad and expansive shift happening on the planet. It's really big, but a lot of people aren't realizing it. But if you're an empath and you're extremely sensitive to energy, then you are picking it up. Like most people are walking around not really realizing that anything is going on. But again, people who are more awake and more sensitive with their energy, you're feeling it. It's probably very heavy to you. I think another interesting thing is that a couple of people have told me in the last week that there's something different about me. And they say, I don't mean your looks or anything like that, anything physical. And it wasn't just one person. It's like, there's something different. So to me, people can read energy. And so if your energy is shifting, sensitive people are going to feel that and know that. And I feel that because I feel like things that would have normally bothered me are not bothering me anymore as much as they would have. Something that I would have gotten really upset about, I don't care about anymore. I'm only focused on the things that truly matter. And to me, that's a huge shift because that was one of the things I struggled with so much, was not letting every little thing get to me. And I've gotten better at it through the years, but there was still something that if it didn't go my way, I would get super mad and upset and let it rob me of my energy. And I haven't been doing that. One of the areas of my life that has been a huge struggle for me and something that I've really had to work through was my relationship with money. I've always been a little scared of it. And that sounds really weird, but those of you who were single moms out there or just have struggled, you'll understand what I'm talking about. When I had to rebuild my life after my divorce, for one whole year, my ex didn't pay child support. And yes, I had family that stepped up. My mom stepped up in a huge way and helped me out with my kids, which I'm eternally thankful for. And so did other people, my dad and friends of the family. Really, really appreciative. But money has always been a source of fear for me because I'm always afraid I'm not going to have it or I'm going to lose it or this big thing's going to come in. And just this week, I went out to visit my daughter in Colorado and had an amazing time. But as soon as I get in her car and we're driving, I can hear like her brakes are grinding. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to get that fixed. So we had her put her car in the shop and they said, yeah, she needs a completely new set of brakes. She needs a total brake replacement. I was like, oh my gosh, that's not cheap. And immediately at first, I was thinking, what are we going to do? And then only for a few seconds, because then I thought to myself, I just stopped what I was doing. And I said, okay, angels, let's take care of this. Let's make this happen and make it reasonable, affordable, whatever we can do. Now, it was not cheap. They didn't change the price of what a total brake job would be. It's not cheap. But they said, you know what? We offer 0% financing for 6 months. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's totally doable. I can pay that off in 6 months. No big deal. So things keep coming in that normally would be causing me to panic. And instead of panicking, I stop and I take a breath and I do what I've tried to teach everyone else to do. And things work out. And I've noticed that things are working out. It's getting easier to trust the universe and just to let go of control and get in the flow. And maybe you're feeling that too. Maybe you sense that there's something happening energetically also because animals can sense that. Animals behave differently right before natural disasters. In the same way, they can feel the energetic shifts too. So perhaps you've been seeing animals, if you have dogs or cats at your house, who are reacting differently? If so, that's because of this energetic shift. Maybe you've been having really vivid dreams, or maybe you're sensing your angels and guides around you more. I know I am. And I know it's interesting. I had my friend of mine who said, your mom, the other day I was walking and a song came on the radio that reminded me of hers, one she used to sing, and then I saw her face. It was like a movie playing in my head. So maybe your loved ones and your angels and guides are making their presence known to you. Maybe you're seeing more signs. That is also because with this energetic shift, if you're up leveling and your energetic frequency is higher, you're more easily able to connect to the other side. That veil is thinning and we're able to more easily connect. So new things are coming in. For some of you, that's going to mean you're going to have big changes coming in, but they're going to be positive. Now, I want to emphasize this. Sometimes when changes happen, they don't feel like positive changes at first. Like when people shift out of our lives or like jobs shift out of our lives. At first, it might feel scary and I don't want this. But the reason those things shift out of your life is to make room for better things shifting in. So it's really important to remember that. You may be going through a lot of discomfort right now in your life, whether it's because of change that's going on or you're just feeling this discomfort. A lot of that too is bringing up things that we need to clear before we move into this next phase of our lives. Whatever's happening for you, whatever emotions you're going through, it's really important for you to stop what you're doing and to pay attention to it and to honor what's coming up. Don't judge yourself for it. If you've got negative emotions coming up, this is not a time to judge it. It's a time to question, why is this coming up? What do I still need to work on? You need to continue doing the shadow work. In fact, I did a reading the other day on TikTok, and one of the messages that came up, the universe said, we see you struggle. You're not alone. We have not abandoned you. You are learning lessons and you're up leveling right now. Your breakthrough is coming, but you have to keep going and keep doing the work. But you also need to take care of yourself, do some self-care and rest, because during this time it's really heavy and you could be easily drained and fatigued. So they want you to keep doing self-care and to get some rest, but your energies are shifting, and so you've got some good things coming in. Our whole and sole purpose was to come here and to learn. This is like a classroom, right? Earth is a school, and you're trying to learn and develop and heal so that you can ascend. And you're starting to understand now that what once served you is no longer serving you. That can feel really lonely when you feel like, oh, the people I once hung around with and loved no longer resonate with me. Or I just feel like what's going on in my life no longer resonates with me. Maybe you don't feel like you fit in the job you were in. One thing to ask yourself right now that will help you get through this is to ask yourself, how can I be of service to the whole collective right now? How can I be of service? Because that's why we came here. And when you start to understand what it is that you can do to be in service of others, sometimes our purpose will begin to show itself to us. But it's time to follow your joy in life right now. That's one of the things that we came here to learn. We came here to learn to get rid of the expectations that other people put on us. It's time for us to stand in our power and stand in our truth and to set boundaries for ourselves. And instead of trying to be who we think other people want and need us to be, we need to be who we are supposed to be and who we want to be and what feels right to us. And that's about living your joy. What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? It's time for you to start living your life in that way right now. And for some of you, you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, I don't know what brings me joy or happiness. Well, that's the whole point. You've got to do the work. You need to sit down. You need to take time out of your busy schedule and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to sit down for 20 to 30 minutes and I'm just going to journal and try to figure out, I'm going to tap into what brings me joy, what brings me happiness, because we need to start doing more of that in our lives. We didn't come here to struggle or to be miserable. Many of us were miserable because we lived our lives for others and not for ourselves. As a reformed people pleaser, that was definitely the case. We have to learn to live for ourselves. It's not selfish. You can't be of service to others if you're miserable and unhappy. So it's time for you to start realizing what brings you joy, what makes you happy, how can you be of service to others? And that's when you're going to start moving into that higher vibrational frequency and awareness of that the oneness, right? The consciousness that we are all one and that we're working together to raise the vibration of the entire planet. And that's why we came here. And it can be really difficult because if you spend your time watching the news and seeing what's going on around you, you can easily get discouraged and feel like, why am I here? I hate this. This feels heavy. I get it. We came here and we agreed to be put in these situations where there is discomfort, to see things that make us angry, to awaken within us this mission of bringing more love and peace to the earth. And that's part of your mission. And I know some of you are thinking to yourself, well, there's nothing I can do. There's so much. Don't worry about that right now. Work on yourself. Shift yourself. When you shift yourself, those around you shift too. Just the act of you working on yourself and making yourself the best possible you can be, you're going to be encouraging others and being a light for others to see that they need to do the same. And that's how we make real change in this world, is by working on ourselves. When we shift ourselves, everything around us shifts as well. So have faith. Keep going because it's going to get better. One of the ways to help cope with this energetic shift is to get grounded. If you're not grounded, then this is going to make you feel like 10 times worse. It's really important to get grounded. How do you get grounded? There's so many ways. One of the easiest ways, if you live somewhere where the weather is nice, is to just go outside in nature. Take a walk. Put your feet in the grass if you can, or on the sand, in the water, on the beach. If you're lucky enough to live in those places, I'm so envious, and I'm happy for you that you get to live there. Right now, I'm living in a place where we just got snow in February after the groundhog told us that we were going to have an early spring. And so I'm not going to be going outside. I am not a snow person at all. But there are other ways we can get grounded too. You can do meditation. You can do a quick grounding exercise by simply placing your feet on the floor, closing your eyes, taking in several deep breaths, imagining a beautiful light going down all the way from the top of your head through your entire body and connecting you to Mother Earth. I have some, grounding exercises on my YouTube channel. I also have some meditations. So do something like that. You can take a hot bath with some essential oils, some Epsom salts. You can also listen to frequencies that ground you, the solfeggio tones, and there are a lot of different tones. You can look up which tones are best for grounding. All of those things can help you to get grounded here, but it's important that you do that. And to me, doing the self-care, that's going to help ground you too. So whether you decide to go get a massage or you just take a day to go spend time doing the things you love, that's going to help. This time is very, very heavy, but you're going to get through it. And the things that await you on the other side are going to be so amazing. Like, so many of you are going to be seeing your manifestations coming through. And maybe you're already starting to see that. Have hope. Keep doing the work. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being amazing. Keep shining from within, because you're doing an amazing job. And this is not an easy place to be. If you're here on Earth, you picked the hardest school there is. It's like you picked the Harvard of schools. So be patient with yourself. It's not an easy journey, but you're doing such a great job. And you're about to see your amazing breakthroughs coming through. So keep working, keep doing it, ground yourself, and keep going, because there are only going to be even better things waiting for you when you do. And I'm incredibly proud of you. So I'm going to pull a few cards for you today from Angela Rose's deck to see what messages the universe has. What are some things we could be working on this week? I love the universe. You cannot make this up, because the first card coming out is fall in love with the journey. There is so much magic in your life's timeline. You have come so far already. Be patient. Magical things are coming your way. What is the feeling you will feel when you reach your dream? Feel this feeling right now. I love that. Daydreaming is so incredibly important, because daydreaming is also an interesting manifesting tool. When you daydream about all the things you want to see in your life, you're really feeling the feeling of what it would have. Feeling that feeling of what it would be like to be in my house on the beach or be in that dream job. It feels amazing. And it's the feeling that helps you to attract that. The action that goes with this card is place your hand on your heart, close your eyes and smile. Then say, I love this moment. It is mine. Write down how you imagine yourself feeling when your dreams come true. The mantra that goes with this card is, I am right where I need to be. Life is unfolding for me perfectly. I feel, and then fill in the blank with whatever it is you're feeling right now. The next card that came out is become your soul, not your role. Who are you at your core? You are not the role you play in life or the many hats you wear. You are much more than that. Journal who you think you are at your core. What do you value? What matters most to you? And the mantra that goes with this card is, I am a divine soul. It's so true. You're not who everyone else expects you to be. You're so much more than that. What do you want? Who do you want to be? What do you love the most? That's what you need to focus on. And the last card coming out is breathe. Bring your breath to the lowest part of your stomach. Feel your stomach expand. When we breathe, we lower anxiety and stress levels and come back to the in-flow feeling. And isn't that so important? It is so important to be in the flow of life. Think about when you're trying to swim upstream, you get so tired and you just can't do it. You can only keep that up for so long before you just give up. But if you would go with the flow, just let go and let the current carry you, things become so much easier. The action that goes with this card is take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, exhale out of your mouth, just be present with yourself. And the mantra that goes with this card is, I inhale love, I exhale peace. I love that. And if you want to make real shifts in your life and you need some help with this work, that's one of the things I offer. I offer one-on-one coaching sessions, or you can join us on Patreon, because we do live card readings each week. And we also work through things that people bring during the week that they want to work on, like how to build self-love. Or this week, I did a podcast episode for Patreon about how to be more authentic. So you get an extra episode each week of my podcast. And so I did an episode on how to be more authentic. And I gave an activity or an exercise to do during that episode. And one of my listeners reached out and said, I'm having trouble with this. And I said, okay, let's bring that to the meeting this week. So it's a wonderful place where we all work together, and it's a loving and supportive environment. And we do work and we get messages for the week. It's so much fun and we get so much out of it. And all of the people who are in the group, they end up giving each other messages of encouragement. I couldn't have asked for a greater group. If you want to join us, you can sign up for a free trial, but you need to sign up for the $10 a month membership. It's the $10 a month membership where we meet each week, and you can join it for free for a week. If you like it, you can stay with us. If you don't, no big deal. You don't have to stay on after your membership expires, but we would love to see you there. and I'd love to work with you. You can do a reading with me. I offer half-hour or hour sessions. You can go to my website, melissaoatman.com. There from the shop page, you can purchase a reading and then just reach out to me either through my website, or you can email me at melissaoatman77@gmail.com to schedule your session. I don't have an online scheduler because I want to be able to be more flexible and give you more options for a time when you want to schedule your session. You can see all of the sessions that I offer on my website. The link is in the show notes. And you can also purchase my book, Beautifully Broken, if you are going through a divorce or a breakup, or you just have had trouble with relationships your whole life. This book was written to help you break that cycle and to help you learn how to start attracting better relationships in your life. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, and also on audiobook.com. The link is also in the show notes there. I am in the middle of writing my next book, which I'm super excited about, that is called, right now, tentatively, Beautiful Mourning, Mourning, about the loss of my mom and my ex-husband and going through the grief journey and how to get through the grief journey with more grace and ease. And that will be available soon too, so keep a lookout for that. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Remember, beautiful things are coming, so keep going. Have patience with yourself. Keep going on this journey. It's not easy, but you are doing an amazing job, and you are going to see the rewards for that very, very soon. So take care of yourself. Do a lot of self-care. Have a beautiful week. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.